Presenting from across the pond, it's the Squared Circle Relics Podcast.
Hello and welcome to episode 29 of the Squared Circle Relics Podcast. I am your host, Chris. And I want to say as always, but not as always. I'm joined only by Jamie today. No David Lloyd. He's unfortunately suffered a concussion. I'm not going to say how. I'm going to let him update you all on the next episode of how. But if you're in the Facebook group, check my comment and then you'll see. But we are joined by Jamie. How are you doing, Jamie?
I'm doing all right, mate. Yeah, and thoughts going out to Lloydy. He was not in a good patch at the minute.
No, absolutely.
So, but we'll hold the fort up and we'll sort of, I'm sure, add in a few Lloydy bits and pieces in there for him just to get that little Lloydy fix for us while we're here anyway.
I will just say I found it hilarious how he did it. And then it got a bit more serious and he was like, yeah, I think I've got a concussion. And then he's at the doctor's and I'm like, oh, I probably shouldn't have been really laughing at this. But
no, I think initially like you thought, oh, he'll be all right. But yeah, as it's gone,
it's got a bit worse.
Definitely a story for him next time.
Yeah. Cool. So you've been up to much, or how you doing? You're on holiday.
Yeah. So on a week's holiday this week. So lots of late nights. We went away to the Yorkshire Dales for a long weekend.
Oh, nice.
This weekend just gone, just for a bit of R&R, bit of chilling out, zoning out from the world, which is always good. And then this week, just potting around really. Just a lot of late nights and not being in routine, which is quite nice.
Lovely, isn't it? It's so good.
How about you?
Yeah, speaking of routines, today was my first. It's the summer holidays started today, so it was my first day where I didn't have to do the school run. And my youngest woke up at 6:30, and I was like, "Oh, I don't even have to be up early today, bro. Go back to sleep." But no.
Do they get back into like not getting up early, or do you find that your kids still end up waking up early, normal time sort of thing? And
I feel like he still wakes up at the normal time, not because of the routine, but because he wants to get on his Switch or he wants to, play video games or whatever. As early as possible. He does it at the weekend as well. So.
Are you doing childcare most of the summer holidays between the two of you? Are you dropping off at parents and stuff like that?
Pretty much just me. It's just your boy.
Oh man, so you got daddy daycare for the summer holidays.
I'm fine. I'm used to
nice.
it.
That's cool. That'd be nice to spend a bit of time.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, other than that, I've got to mention it on the show. We're a card show. And I've booked my first card show. So I'm going to the Southampton card show on the 30th of September. I've written August in my notes. It's not. I don't want to turn up on the wrong day.
You'd be like John Travolta standing there looking around, wouldn't you?
It's on the same...
Just hanging around.
It's on the same day that Southampton play Leeds at home. So I'm going to tie them both in. I'm going to do the card show in the morning, football in the afternoon, and then driving home in the evening. But it should be fun. I'm nice. Super excited for it. I don't feel like there's ever a lot of wrestling at these card shows, but I'm hoping to see a little bit of wrestling at least.
So are you buying, or you got a training table?
No, just buying. Yeah, just a nice day out. Buying, okay. Yeah, me and my bud are going. He's nice. A big soccer football collector, so that's what he'll be looking for. And I'm sure I'll walk away with a few Southampton cards.
Because I know you done recently, Power. You done like the car boot as well, selling cards and stuff. How did you find the response doing that up there? Because I've always wondered, anyway.
Do you know what? It did well. I mean, I sold a lot of cards that day, a lot of bundles, a lot of base card bundles to kids and stuff. And, there was some decent-ish cards there, but I took a lot of wrestling. And I'm sorry to say that I did not sell a single wrestling card, which sucked. Yeah, man. Yeah, it's annoying. Because that's what I've got the most of. It does show you, though,
like... Because it shows you like at car boots and stuff. Like, you don't normally see cards and stuff, but it's a prime place to try and get people coming past who got a couple of quid and sort of that soon builds up.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, and that's all I was selling at was like 30, 40 cards for like £1, £1.50. So there, people were buying them. I sold all of my basketball cards that I'd taken. Cool. Yeah, so. And speaking of card shows, quickly, there is another one coming up, the London card show. which is the 5th and 6th of August, Sandown Racecourse. If you're going, let us know. Let us know if there's any wrestling there, if you've seen any wrestling there, just because it's one of the drawbacks of me not going to more of these is that I don't feel like, there's enough wrestling there. So we'll see if we get anyone going and letting us know.
We've got a local one up our way as well. It's pretty much close to your patch, Chris. TCG are doing a show at CRC, which is like Cambs Regional College up near Milton. And that's the first weekend in September. So that's like the 2nd and 3rd of September.
Okay.
So yeah, that's something I'm interested in going down there and actually seeing what that's like, because I've not been to a card show before. So
yeah, it'll be interesting to see if that one's like predominantly Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh or anything, or Magic, but it'd be great to see some wrestling there, or wrestling really,
just having a mooch.
Wrestling really. Cool. So wrestling, have you been watching any? You're our
me
guy who watches AEW. Have you watched AEW today?
Yeah, I did.
Excellent.
Yeah, so actually I did wonder about staying up late and watching it live, but then I fell asleep and I watched it first thing this morning. I'm still on like waking up early morning. It's just your routine, isn't it?
So.
But yeah, I watched it straight away. Really enjoyed it. I won't do any spoilers because obviously it was a big show. But that was good, and I've caught up with Collision from the weekend. So I watched the FTR 2 out of 3 falls tag match against Juice and Jay, which was really good. Have you caught up with AEW?
I'm one episode of each behind, so I'm like a week out. I haven't watched Collision yet. I know what happened. I know that Ricky Starks beat CM Punk.
Yeah, I think the only downside of Collision over here is it's so much later. It's like Tuesday night. It's on ITV,
I think
that's
Tuesday,
far too late for a
I think it's
show.
Wednesday, isn't it?
Wednesday, maybe later. Yeah, Wednesday in that case.
Something like that.
I just think they're so late for like a program that is like going to be 3 or 4 days old by that point. I think you might as well just get Fight TV.
Yeah, I mean, with Dynamite, it's only 2 days, isn't it? So it's like, or like
Friday,
like almost like 2 days. So you can kind of deal with that. But yeah, it's a bit longer with Collision. So but looked like a good show.
Yeah, last night was really good. I think Blood and Guts is always going to be a good show to watch anyway.
Yeah. There was a title change as well.
Yes,
Ooh.
big title change at the very beginning, which is always good.
I won't spoil it.
And then Adam Cole, MJF, again, building up that feud. It'd be interesting to see what they do with that. But again, that's gaining so much ground now. They're really getting together as a proper team. You think, well, how's this going to go? Sort of thing. But
I'm hoping
that
goes with Adam Cole turning on MJF. It's got to be, hasn't it?
Yeah, or Roderick Strong turning on, either Adam one or two of them. I don't know. Yeah,
that's a good shout.
It'd be interesting to see. But off to the road to All In now. Like, I'm watching it very closely now to see what we could up with that All In. Really,
they haven't announced any matches for it yet, have they? But they've announced, as of last night, a match for All Out. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. Like, yeah. They There's obviously a lot of people already panicking. Oh, it's going to be a glorified house show. So what if it's a house show? It's still going to be a massive card, no matter what it's going to be.
Yeah, and it's not something that we don't get the house shows. So
no. And even if it is going to be a big house show, like ultimately, you're still going to get a cracking card that you could actually have more dream matches that won't impact any feuds. So you're going to do probably better anyway.
Yeah,
so
could well be.
We'll see. But AEW is all good. And what about WWE? Have you seen much of WWE?
I haven't watched it, but I do. I always watch the top 10 thing they do on YouTube and little bits like that.
Yeah.
I always make sure I'm checking out LA Knight's promos.
Yep.
So it's basically though just a build to SummerSlam now, isn't it? So you've got like Brock and Cody, Seth and Finn. LA Knight maybe winning the US title by the looks of it, and Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville winning the women's tag championships the other night. So that was a cool one. Other than that, what else was there? Oh, Shayna and Ronda looks quite good as well.
Yeah, and also we've got the Judgment Day stuff still going on in the background.
That's it.
Dom winning the North American title in NXT.
God, they're going to be
a bit of a surprise.
They're going to have all the gold, aren't they?
I hope so. It'd be really good if they do. Another thing they advertised as well, Cody Rhodes has got a Peacock documentary coming up, sort of doing the life and career of Cody Rhodes, which looks a really good piece, actually. So I might give that a watch when that lands.
Yeah, I saw that there was like a premiere for it last night or the night before or something. But yeah, definitely going to watch that. Love some Cody.
Yeah, definitely.
Cool. That's pretty much it for wrestling in the last couple of weeks. Card news. Should we have some card news?
Yeah, go for it.
Cool. Let's start off with some AEW. So we don't know what the next release is going to be. I was about to say the next release is going to be, and then I thought, well, hold up, wait a minute, we don't know that.
We said last episode, we thought, well, actually, by the time next episode lands, we may have a checklist. This may be out. It may be this. Jesus, who would have thought it may not even be out at all?
We are none the wiser. So something that did come out AEW wise was new arrivals. Nick Wayne. Did you go for it, Jamie?
No, I forgot. It weren't until Matt put it into the chat. I think it's still available now.
I think it is. Yeah, there's a fair few more days left on it.
I probably won't get it. I was wondering if it was like one of his first cards, and I thought, well, I may grab a few.
I think
but he's had quite a few indie cards.
I feel like he's had a fair few indie cards. Yeah, I might pick up one just to continue this trend of just buying one of them. But no, it's not like something I'm going to go all out. And I have seen people going all out and getting some half decent results, getting some silvers and stuff. But no, I haven't bought it yet.
But this is his first like official card, isn't it? I know, like he's had Joe Janela card, and he's had a couple of Pro Wrestling Junkie cards and stuff. So I don't know. I know we had this conversation about rookies before. Will people go for AEW stuff as the rookie? Time will tell on that. But I think it'd be worth picking up a couple. You know?
Yeah. He looks like he's going to be a big prospect. So.
Yeah, massively. But no, I didn't buy any. Have you bought your one pack?
No, not yet. I will do though. I will buy one.
I don't know if Lloydy actually bought. I assume Lloydy didn't buy any. He hasn't said it.
He hasn't sent any pictures or anything. No, I don't think he has.
No, so no all round in that case.
So I will quickly talk release dates. I'm not going to spend too much time on it. But AEW Flagship has been moved back a few days. So 30th of August, and Metal and Allure on most things are still saying the 9th of August. I will just note though that on Steel City, I checked yesterday, and those two have still got TBD on them. So,
okay.
And I think I can't remember where I saw this, but I did see on one site they had a date for Metal, but then Allure was TBD. So I do think we might see Metal Flagship and then Allure. But again, as I said earlier, time will tell on that one. We might see that.
Are you... No, yeah, that's right. I was wondering, because you mentioned last time you were thinking about getting a hobby box of Flagship. Are you still going to hold off? Are you going to buy one near the date, or are you just going to pre-order one? What are you going to do? You think?
I'll be honest, I'm really up in the air about what I want to get. I can't afford to get too much, but I'm leaning more towards the Skybox Metal release. I really like the idea of the PMGs. I've never had one of them, so that'd be cool to get. And it's just something a little bit different, isn't it? I like metal cards, and I think that's going to be the one for me.
I was going to go down the same kind of route. I don't think I'm going to probably go for Flagship, because I missed last year's and I haven't really got onto that yet. I think Metal having something a little bit different and a few cooler looking cards, I might go for the same type of thing.
Yeah, that's it.
Wait and see what that release date is.
Yeah, that's kind of what puts me off though is the release date. If I keep holding out for it and they keep putting it back, I'm just like, I want to open some cards, damn it.
Okay. I think Steel City take the money from you up front as well, don't they?
I think so, yeah.
So again, it's kind of like, do you want to sink that money into it and then it keeps on getting moved out? Like, I'd rather just wait and then pull the trigger later on.
Yeah. Well,
100 quid's better in my account than
yeah, just sat there doing nothing for someone else. Yeah, that's it. And weirdly, I did notice that on blowout cards, they've got a few AEW products on there. They've got like Series 2 Flagship and Spectrum. But when you click them as an overseas buyer, it comes up, there's an embargo on this product until November or December 2023. These will not be shipped until this date. And I'm like, these products have been out for bloody ages. Do you know what I mean? So if you are in, overseas from America and you're looking at buying any of these AEW products, make sure you check that, because, yeah, you'd be a bit pissed off if you bought it and they'd have to wait till November or December.
I wonder what that's been embargoed for. I wonder if it's where it's manufactured or something. We've got an issue with that country.
Could well be, yeah.
So I might do some digging on that.
Yeah, have a check that one out. I was only doing it because I was thinking about doing an order on Blowout, and I'm like looking at what to get, and then I would have. AEW's a really good price on there at the moment, so I was thinking I could get that, but then they won't send abroad.
Because I do like trading stuff as like a day job, so I've got some good people I can ask that question to. So watch it. I'll find out, mate. I'll let you know.
That's no cool. That's enough AEW for now. What about some WWE Select? First off the line was yesterday on Panini's website. It was Dutch style, so where they start I think they start at 500.
They love a Dutch auction at the minute.
Love it, don't they? Yeah. So
what did it go down to?
It ended. There was about 40 minutes ish left, and it ended on $208. It sold out.
Okay.
So not terrible. I mean, there's a guaranteed numbered card to 7 in first off the line with Select. So
wow,
you're guaranteed to get a low numbered card.
Is that the only perk you get in it, or are there any other parallels in that? I haven't really looked at it, to be honest.
I think the problem is the checklist came out only last night on Panini's American website, and it's like you have to download the files sort of thing, and it's a real long list because it lists every kind of parallel gold, gold wave, red wave. So I don't actually know, but I know that I think it's 2 autographs and 1 memorabilia card. I'm pretty sure that it's
okay. So it's not pretty good. That's not too bad, is it?
So that plus the number to 7, it's pretty good. Especially if you've got it at $208. Yeah, I was watching it, but I'm too cheap, so I was waiting for it to go down to like 150, like an idiot.
I might whatnot this. This might be a good one to whatnot, especially if it's a full checklist for up to 7. It's worth maybe looking at.
So the release date on that one was the 18th of July, and then the hobby box is the 28th of July. And there are a fair amount of UK retailers stocking or taking pre-orders for Select. So I'll just list them off real quick. So you've got Sports Trading, you've got King of Hoops, you've got Card Vault, you've got Stateside Sports, and they've all got various prices, sort of all within about 20 quid of each other. But yeah, it's good to see that there's actually more than just your normal sort of 1, maybe 2 places with it. It seems a few more places are starting to sort of stock WWE cards over here. So good sign, I think.
Especially as we didn't really have much for Prism over here at all, did we? I don't think initially.
No, not really. I think Sports Trading had it, but not many other places had it, I don't think. No. I mean, King of Hoops had it as a pre-order, but it was still quite high. But yeah.
Yeah, nice. I do like Select. I think last year's Select was one of the best releases of the year.
It was, yeah.
It went down so well. And I think this is going to be... I'm hoping this is going to be about the same, really.
See, I'm a little bit sceptical. Do you know why? So I did look at the checklist, and I'm going through it, and it's just so samey to, like, say something like Chronicles or Revolution. There's not a lot of different people signing. There's no LA Knight auto. Brian Lyons said there's no Mustafa Ali auto. There's Gallows and no Anderson. So there's a Gallows card, but no Anderson. I mean, maybe they've just not released the whole checklist yet, but yeah, I had a good look.
That seems a bit strange, doesn't it?
Couldn't find him. no Chelsea Green either. So, she's been there a fair few months now, so she's still not made it into this release. But
yeah, I have to have a look at I've not actually seen the checklist yet, so I have to have a look through and see what kind of legends are they. The same kind of Panini legends.
I feel like it's the same kind of guys as like Prism or whatever, but less. So I feel like there's less people signed, and then there was no like real standouts. I mean, you've got Hogan, Michaels, Bret Hart, Stone Cold, Undertaker, and I think Mankind was an auto, has got an auto in it as well. Yeah. But then there was I don't know what I'm expecting. Just something a little bit different.
I guess we're falling into this kind of trap now with Penny as well, that they've got all the stickers and now they have to get through. And then, at least with Topps, you had sort of those on-card ones where you could actually just have someone totally random. Yeah.
That's it.
But yeah, if you're going to get the same like Mankind's, Diesels, it is what it is, I guess, for the time being, until they get a new batch done.
Yeah.
We'll see. I might keep an eye on Whatnot on Select definitely this year.
I think first off the line, definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, maybe wait until like an official, like, Carpool Connection Wrestling Trading Cards checklist comes out, and then we'll go from there. Let's see. Right. The only other thing I've got on my card news list is New Japan cards. So it's the New Japan Pro Wrestling X Stardom Rebirth. So it's the first time they've been in the same set.
I think so.
15th of July. So that one's been out a few days now. Something you're interested in, Jamie, or not? Not so much.
I like I think Rebirth has always been one that has always intrigued me. And I've never really got onto it, really. What about you? Have you ever jumped on?
I did last year's. I got a couple of boxes of last year's. They're cool. They're very different to, like Panini and Topps and stuff. Obviously a card game rather than a trading card. But yeah, so it does interest me. I've got a couple of boxes of this coming as well.
So these are the same ones that we got last year when Tommy went to Japan.
Yeah,
that was Rebirth.
Yeah, they were Rebirth as well. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
That was like the other week.
I think for the. When was that?
April.
Oh, okay. I'll tell you, time moves quickly.
He did. God. You might be thinking of he ordered the set last year for release, and I got some then as well. So that might be what you're thinking.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
But yeah. It's a good way to get some Will Ospreay cards and some Julia. I can't say it.
Yeah, and like Zack Sabre Jr. and stuff always has half decent cards in there and stuff. I think for the price point, it's always worth picking up a box as well. There's no like big hits, but there are those numbered parallels and stuff of them normally, isn't there?
Yeah, so. And they do the stamped auto, which still, even though it's like not a real auto, so to speak, they still command a pretty decent price on like resale markets and stuff. So there are some chases.
I think they're quite low numbered as well, aren't they?
They are, yeah, definitely. I think they're the ones that the partner cards and stuff, they're the ones that people normally go for.
Yeah.
But yeah, cool looking set. I'm looking forward to opening that. Won't be on my YouTube channel, but
Are you shipping direct here? Are you?
No, I think he's shipped. Tommy shipped within Japan, and then he's shipping all of his stuff from there over that way. So.
Fine, okay. So at the minute, it's a case of knowing someone to pick it up for you, sort of thing. Or
I think so. I haven't seen anywhere. I looked on, I think it was like Mint Mall or somewhere, just to see like if you could just order it, and I'm pretty sure it said, this only ships internally within Japan or something to that effect.
Okay.
So yeah, you would potentially need a third party to do it.
Someone in the know.
That's it. Yeah. Cool. So that's about it for card news this week. Not too much going on. No, like big releases, but
no, we're kind of in this lull, aren't we? Where it's like nothing's been released that we've got really, other than what we've already spoke about, and nothing else is coming out just yet.
Not just yet.
Something I did want to mention was there wasn't any instant cards for Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
I haven't seen. Someone correct me if I'm wrong, but I haven't seen any.
No, I haven't.
And I do keep checking the Penny site. I don't think they're doing them.
When was it? When was Money in the Bank?
It was the
beginning
weekend.
of July.
Yeah, so it's a weekend that we done our last episode. So that weekend before, yeah. So it's been a few weeks.
Yeah. I don't know. There's still time. I think with them, I'm sure they released like the WrestleMania ones about a month or so after.
If you're listening, Lloydy, liberate whatever's there and get as money in the bank cards up. I'm just interested to see what images they pick.
Yeah, that's it.
But yeah, they're not up yet. So
I wonder if they're just not going to do them. They haven't been that popular, have they? So.
No, and I do wonder that whether or not they sort of done it for year one and not year two. But yeah, I'll keep an eye on them. But yeah, no penny instance. So
no, cool. So that's it for card news. So we will move on over to Jamie's corner. Jamie's corner, as Lloydy would say. Cool. Okay, I've got a relatively short corner actually this week. Really, the only thing going on here at the moment is stock up. So we started year two last episode round. Got the ball going with that, and we started a fresh card. So we have with the China Red Wave from Panini Prison last year. Put up on the social media feed, and we've actually picked up where we left off last time round. So Scott Morse was the last trade of year one, and Scott Morse is the first trade of year two. So thank you, Scott, for jumping on board again. I'm glad obviously he was happy to come back on the start again. So we've done a trade. Quite a big jump, actually. Quite pleased with this one. So we've gone from the China Red Wave, and we've gone to the man they call Elias. So we've got Elias Auto out of 99 from Undisputed 2021. That's decent.
So yeah, he had a few cards up for sale. We were chatting on Facebook, and we just said, what's available, and he said, pick what you fancy. So I said, well, I'll go with that one. And that was it. So that's where we're at the moment. So yeah, nice on-card auto of Elias. I'll put the image up in the group, but if anyone wants to jump on board for a swap for that, we are now open for another stock up for 2 weeks. So yeah, reach out to me. Elias, a nice for the 27 out of 99. Jobs are good.
So
yeah.
I saw you repost it one day, and I messaged you and was like, I was going to try and trade for it. Tell you what, mate, you wouldn't have got a card as good as that.
Well, I felt really bad because you said, is that gone yet? It's like, nah, it's not gone yet, mate, it's fine. And then I realised the night before I'd just done the trade with Scott, so I do apologise.
No, I had, what was it, like a B-Fab rookie from Prison, but again, a red one, so it was like $2.99 or something, but not quite as good as an Elias also. But
no, I'm really pleased with that. That's a good starting block to go on with there, so I was really appreciative for that.
There's got to be someone out there who wants to trade for that Elias auto. Definitely.
Yeah, and it was actually quite tight because he also offered me an Ezekiel auto, and I thought actually that was the only Ezekiel auto, wasn't it, that he had done? And I was like, do I go with that? But it was a sticker auto, and I thought, no, I'm going to go with the on card. That's something that was quite nice about having an on card.
What's that from? Undisputed 21, was it?
This one's from Undisputed 21, yeah. So yeah, big shout out to Scott. But I think he is still selling the rest of the cards he had available. So yeah, check out his post. He's got some good prices on there. So
wicked.
And that's pretty much it for me from the corner, really.
Yeah.
Not much really going on again because I'm on holiday this week. I'm just kind of wrapping up a few other bits and pieces, just sort of taking it easy for the summer. So we'll do anything else in the news and bits and pieces at the end. But yeah, I think we need to move over to Chris's Nook if it's open for
it. It is. Let's take a little stroll over. So last time we obviously revealed our cards, and we then put them out there into the universe and let you guys decide what was the winner. And Jamie, you were the winner. Well done. Congrats.
Boom.
That's number 2 for you.
Multi-platform as well.
That is, yes, that was it. We did pretty well on Instagram. We got a fair amount of votes on there. But you were way in the lead, though. You were way out.
You know what? I'll take that. I'll take a little win. That's all good. So what's that? That's 2 wins?
Two for you, 1 for me, and a big fat 0 for
the Liberator.
Dave, yeah.
Oh, mate.
Needs to up his game a little bit.
I guess. Does that mean I need to pick a new topic then, does it? I guess.
It does.
Okay.
The thing is, I'll just say quickly, whenever Dave's suggestions, I always think are really good. I thought the stink face one was brilliant. I was like, that's perfect.
I think sometimes it just depends, like what people are feeling. A bit like the Liberator cards. It's like what people are feeling on that day, and it is what it is. Whatever people pick. But I'll take that. I'm glad the public like that, and I'm glad you like the card as well. So,
what are you thinking next time? Then have you had a think?
Well, it didn't go down that well, you guys, as much last time with food. I think I made it too tough for you guys, didn't I? So, keep it a bit more simple. This should be quite a good one, though, to do some digging for and stuff like that. I want to have, and obviously Lloyd isn't here, so he'll have to catch up and actually listen to see what the subject's going to be. I want a card with the best stunner on it, the best Stone Cold stunner. From any set, anything you think is a good image of a stunner. Get your stunner cards out. I think that'll be a good one to do, I think.
And there's a lot of them out there, isn't there? Like, straight away, I think we both can probably think of a fair few.
Yeah, I think, and also it's just like sometimes you get some that are a bit shit, and some that are quite good. Let's go with that. Best Stone Cold stunner card.
I think Dave will appreciate that one. I think he'll like that one.
How long do you want to run this one for, Chris? Since it's your look, what's the time
what we do is
how much?
£10 max limit on the card.
Okay.
Should we just see where we're at in 2 weeks? If we can get them sent over, we'll do it in 2 weeks. But if like before we bought them from America and Canada and stuff, then we'll just have an update. If that's cool, yeah.
Bit squeaky bum time the Wednesday before.
God, the first one, wasn't it? We both went overseas for.
Jeez.
And I will just say, last thing about from Manuk is we always do Wrestling Card Wednesday on the Facebook page, and everyone submits their photos, what they've been buying, blah blah blah. So from the next episode, I'm gonna not pick a winner, but pick a favourite, pick a card, then we're going to speak about it a little bit within my nook, and then it's just a little incentive to post your cards up, and then we'll give you a shout out on the pod, shout out your Instagram, whatever. But yeah, just be nice to see people's cards. Everyone's always buying really nice cards, and
I think if we try and keep a list of them as well, we'll include them in that Hall of Fame section as well, so we get the full list of people that we've had as the winners, and that could be our short list.
That can be our listener card of the year, yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
Wrestling Card Wednesday card of the year
is back.
It's back. But yeah, is that cool? Yeah,
that sounds good to me. Yeah, sounds good.
Wicked, cool. So that's it from my nook this week. There was a Lloydy's Liberator of the Week, but he's not here. But he's given us the go-ahead to speak about it anyway. That's cool with you?
Do we play his music at this point, or do we not play his music?
Play my music. No, play his music.
Play his music. Okay, I'll set his music going now. There you go.
There you go. So the topic was fastest. And it appears that Dave meant it in the literal sense here. But I'll go through some of the submissions quickly. He always likes to go through a few of them, doesn't he? So Scott, who we've already spoken about, started off with Flash Funk, and then he had the Killer Bees. Flash Funk, Flash in a Flash. Yeah.
I quite liked Flash Funk back in the day.
It was good to watch.
I think the only downside, because he was like ECW, was he Too Cold Scorpio, wasn't he? I think as well, was it the same guy? So I always really enjoyed that, like doing sort of the reverse leg drops and stuff was really cool. But he's not someone you get cards of that often, is he?
Not
he
nowadays.
Doesn't crop up that often, really.
Not at all, really.
It doesn't appear. I just don't see him around very much.
No, so the one that he submitted was from the Cardinal Trivia game, I believe. One of my faves. And he also submitted the Killer Bees. And his explanation was he's written because bees are fast, aren't they? I mean, yeah, I think so.
Well,
I don't know.
He's not lying.
I don't know. I think they are.
Tell me when he's telling lies.
Apparently. Then I had some suggestions, rapid fire suggestions. Fast and the Furious card set with John Cena in. I thought that was a winner. Alundra Blaze on a Harley from the magazine cards. Thought that could have been a winner. And then I had a green Aaliyah, who has from the Panini debut set, and because she has the fastest win in WWE history against Natalya.
No way.
3.17 seconds.
Which is interesting. I already didn't consider that, considering that his missus is a Natalya.
Well, I think that could be the reason, couldn't it? He can't go around telling his missus, "Oh, look, I just bought this card because of." So that's going to be my judgment. Even if he's not, that wasn't the reason he didn't pick it. That's what I'm going to think.
Go with that one, yeah.
Then Jamie, you had Brock Lesnar. You want to explain that one?
No, you explain.
No. So it was against Kofi, right?
It was.
It was against Kofi.
So it was. I don't know if do you remember this show.
Yeah, Beast from the East.
I don't know if you were... Yeah, so they made this show a great big deal. They said, Lesnar's coming to Japan. It's going to be his first time in Japan since 2005. And he squashed Kofi in a championship match so quickly. Jesus Christ, so fast.
It was very fast.
But I thought, that would be quite a cool... And I think that was the only time he's been to Japan with WWE, so... let's put my card in the hat.
No, you didn't win.
This time for the ATP.
Sorry, bud. Then Travis, he had some good ones. So he subbed the Hogan 95 main event where he's got the red and yellow Dodge Viper. Which was big unveiling, great card. And then he had AJ Styles winning at Fastlane. Then Sam, his head, I feel like his head's gone here, so I don't know what he's doing. I don't know where he was going with it. It was a Linda Kiss card from Absolute Divas. A steal at 20 quid, but Sam, what's the relevance?
I don't know where the fast comes into it. I think he was just trying to get a sell there, wasn't he?
I have no idea. I don't even think it was his card, but I don't think it was.
Sam, what was Linda all about? There's no explanation there, are there?
And he didn't explain it afterwards unless we missed it, but yeah, okay. Fair enough. Now, then Gordo, he went similar to me, so he went with quick things. So he went for the quick rumble exit of Santino.
That's quite good, because I was looking for a Santino rumble card.
Well, so that was Undisputed 30 Years of Rumble or something like that, anyway.
Right, okay. Well found, Gordo.
Good one, yeah. He also had a quick cash-in from Daniel Bryan and a quick debut to champion with Brock Lesnar. Some pretty smart selections there.
That's good as well, yeah.
Coming towards the end of these now, so Graham and Trav, they both subbed the same card. Raw Deal, Rey Mysterio, Too Fast for You.
Not bad. I like a Raw Deal card appearing on the list.
That's it. Well, Gary went similar, and he went with a WCW TCG one Bam Bam Fast Punch card. That was quite cool as well. But yeah, coming in second place was Tommy with a Flash Morgan Webster Impeccable Auto to 99. I'm not sure why that was second, but it was apparently. The winner was Logan Bryan, or as Dave calls him, Logie Bear. I don't know how he feels about that, by the way, so we'll have to find that one out.
He hasn't mentioned it, I think. But...
Card Attitude on eBay. He's always got some good stuff on there. But he suggested a TNA auto, dual auto of Jay Lethal and Consequences Creed, Xavier Woods. And he won. So apparently, Dave's reasoning was that he was literally the first person to suggest any card.
The first person.
Literally just the fastest. and it was a banger, was his words. So Jay Lethal's auto is very cool. I will give him that. So yeah, well done, Logan.
I think I kind of want to follow up with Lloydy on this. I wonder if that was always his intention.
Could well
fast, and he was actually going, I'm going to just grab the first thing that appeared.
First thing. I was second.
Well done. Better not next time. If he says slow, you know what you need to do, don't you?
Go look. Yeah. Well, because he usually gives you he said 3 hours go or whatever. So yeah, you'd have to wait.
Do it at the last minute.
So the standings are: Brian Lyons is on 2, Trav, Alan, Double G, and now Logan are all on 1. So it's hotting up. There's still time for me and you, Jamie.
Well, so what does that make it? So we've got 3 for the US, 2 for the UK, and 1 for Canada, I think.
Canada, yeah.
Yeah, so it's getting tight.
It's getting tight.
So we'll wait and see. Well, well done, Logan. That's quite a nice card. I think that's one of the earliest like Xavier Woods type autos, I think.
I can't think of any before that.
No.
And it was a banger.
Nice
it
card.
was definitely a banger of a card. So yeah, congrats to Lloydy.
Nice.
Cool. But we will expect Lloydy. We will expect some explanations next week, and Sam.
Yeah, definitely from Sam. Yeah, we need to figure out what Linda Mills are all about.
Cool. Right, shall we move over to purchases, breaks, razzes, misses of the week?
Misses of the week. I haven't done misses for a long time, actually.
No, there's usually too many. I feel like for me, I get outbid on tons of stuff weekly.
Oh, mate, yeah.
Cool. Do you want me to go first, or do you want to go first?
No, yeah, you go first, bud.
Okay,
you go first.
Cool. So, I don't know if you saw in my show notes here. Did you see it?
No. Well, I did, but I haven't seen the content.
No,
the context of it.
So, I wrote in the show notes, my biggest purchase ever, ×2. So a few months ago, me and Tommy were having a chat, and we were talking about like limits on single card purchases. I don't know if you've ever. I was saying like I'd never bought a card over £100. So I don't know if that's something that you would know, or do you know what I mean? If you have, or
no,
do you not think you have?
No, I don't think I ever have, to be honest.
So it's just started off like that. I mean, I'd spent like 70, 80 on a card before, but never broken that 100 barrier.
I'm trying to think. I don't think I've ever gone into triple figures. I think I've always been too much of a tight ass.
That's my problem.
I've got cards I'm watching which are 3 figures, but I've never pulled the trigger on them. I think about 70 quid.
Yeah, that's
probably been my top
probably
end.
Mine was the same until now. So
right, okay.
Not only did I break that, I broke it twice within like a few minutes of each other. They were auctions, so it was like one finished and then the next one finished. So Dave asked me on the last show my opinion on Becky Lynch. Well, it would seem that I really like that era of Becky Lynch. So I'll show you.
You said about the
pre the man, do you know what I mean?
Steampunk.
Yeah, and like kind of when she first came in, that kind of thing. So I'll show you, Jamie, and I'll say what it is. It is Undisputed 2015 first in the line. Does it say?
Mate,
first
that is
NXT
a
card.
big boy purchase.
It is Becky Lynch Auto on card.
Yeah, nice.
Followed up with Sasha Banks.
Oh, mate.
On card, rookie auto.
Where did you get them from?
UK eBay, if you can quite believe that.
Wow.
So
they're really nice. What's the condition? Are they really good?
So when I bought them, I was like, obviously you can never really fully tell on eBay pictures and whatever. No. So I was like, these are just going to be a nice thing for my collection, some like a real centerpiece kind of thing. But then I actually got them in hand, and yeah, the Becky especially looks really good. I feel like both of them would get like an 8, 9 or 10. I don't see that there's any like major flaws in them. So then I have thought about grading since, but yeah.
I think that's not a bad shout, because they're a very desirable card. I know you wouldn't want to move them on, but they're nice to have in the PC.
So this is one of my things. I was having to think about it, and I was kind of thinking why, because it's really like out of the left field. Obviously, you might have thought I was going to say some kind of Slam Attacks Chrome or whatever. But so it's very like, not my usual kind of thing. But I think half of it was the price that I paid, although it's still an expensive card in comparison to where they are by it now and graded especially. It was nowhere near that. So I just think because it's got that potential, the money side of it, so to speak, because I could potentially make some money on them as well. It's kind of why I went for it. Do you know what I mean?
And they're both like first autos. I say that first and they actually truly are like the first autos from them. So really good purchases there. And like I say, we broke that big boy purchase barrier.
I did. And what it was I'd actually, full disclosure, I'd been looking at Chalky's Undisputed collection, like his pictures he sent me a while ago, and I was just admiring them. And then I picked up another one of my purchases from the same 2015 Undisputed. I picked up the Jerry Lawler auto, the King,
and that's a nice auto on it as well. Actually,
yeah, exactly. That's it, and that's it. That's why I picked that one up. I got that from Sam, so it kind of spurred it as well. Like I think I bought the Jerry Lawler one, and then the next day I saw these, and I was like, oh man.
I do really like Undisputed 2015. Actually, it's a base set or like an insert set I was always trying to get, and I thought I'll get one day. You can't get that base set or the inserts for a lot more money now. Like it's so hard to come by. But the card stock is really nice. The finish is really nice, and the auto checklist is amazing.
Really good, yeah.
I don't know if Chalky mind, but I think if he shared the photos of his like auto collection, I'm sure he wouldn't mind if we asked the question to him and just put it on the Facebook group, because it is a stunning set to look at. Look at all the names on there, you know. But that's really cool. Nice couple of pickups for you.
And I've been really struggling with keeping that a secret. I told Tommy, but that's it. Just because I wanted to.
It's really nice.
But yeah,
mate, I'm really pleased for you.
So yeah, back to some more of my normal type purchases now. I'll try and
Slam Attacks Chrome.
Yeah, we'll get there, but so shout out to Jack from Submit Wrestling Cards. Grabbed a lot of Merlin 91 cards from him. Needed that Jim the Anvil sitting on the dock with his cat, so I needed that in my life. Thanks, Jack.
Have you got nearly completed that now? Have you?
I have completed it, but if you could see the condition of my original set from when I was a kid, they are shockingly bad, like really, really bad.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to, every now and again when I see them in like half decent condition, I'll just pick them up and replace the ones that are really, really bad. So.
Okay.
Kept in a shed.
Oh, mate.
They were for years and years, so.
They got musty as well.
Yeah, they're a little bit stinky. So yeah, they're not.
That's what happened when I started getting back into originally like collecting cards. That No Mercy set was in our loft, and it'd been up there for like 10 years, and it got all the foil was like peeling on them and stuff. And that's when I thought I got to buy the whole set again, because you don't want to keep them in that condition. You can pick them up in nice condition, eh?
Well, I'm a psycho and I'll still keep the shitty condition ones, but I just don't want to keep them. I don't want to keep them with my
mate. I can't let them go.
No, I can't. No. I'm a hoarder.
I kept them in the same box and just put them as like my card box that I had as a kid, and they'd stay in there. Yeah. Same with like Pokemon cards and stuff. Like I've still got the binders. But I daren't open them up in case I come across some first editions or something. They're in crap condition. I'd rather just not know.
Yeah, that might be the best bet.
I did find some Topps Chrome Pokemon cards up in the loft as well.
Nice.
I was like, they look really nice. But you start going through, you think, I don't want to find any rare parallels or any rare foils in there. Because they get a lot of money now, the Topps Chrome Pokemon, the first set.
Definitely.
Yeah, but I don't go through them just because I don't want to find something that could be a lot of money. It's all dog-eared and scratched to fuck.
That's absolutely it.
So that box just sits in the loft and stays there forever.
That's it. Nice to go and look back through it, every now and again. That's kind of the reason I keep it. Last few, Gold Shimmer to 5, Luke Gallows. So I've got 4 of the 5 Carl Andersons. I've now have 1 Gallows. So.
Okay, that's not... What was that, an eBay or a what?
That was eBay, $25, so about 20 quid.
Not bad.
He had 2 of the shimmers, and then he had 2 of the golds, and then he had 2 blues. I bid on all of them around the same kind of 25 mark and didn't win any of the others, but yeah, one of them, excellent.
Nice. I think you'll probably be all right. I think you'll probably get all 5 of those Andersons. I can just see that cropping up at some point.
I hope so. But what worries me is if there's some jabroni like me that keeps sealed boxes. Do you know what I mean? And it's just sat for years and years in first off the line Prism box in someone's cupboard or something.
Or someone's trying to do the rainbow and they've got that 5 of 5.
That's it. And you never know. I might be able to sweet talk. I might, if somebody was doing that, I don't know. I guess they would never sell it, would they? So I wouldn't be able to. I was about to say I'd swap them like a proper gold or a disco gold, but they wouldn't want it. So no one else.
They may never sell it, but you may have a market should you ever want to sell yours, I guess.
Absolutely. I think with the Carl Anderson Rainbow for Prism, I'm down to about 4. I think I need the White Sparkle, the One of One, the Cracked Ice, which is not a rare parallel. I just haven't managed to pick that up.
I haven't seen it yet.
And the Blue Shimmer to 11 I don't have for Carl. So
thing is with him, though, he's one of these guys that you hope that he will come up at a fairly good price.
Yeah, that's it.
I think you might be all right. You might be all right there. I've got a safe search up for you for Carl Anderson.
Perfect.
I've got one set as Shimmer, one as Gold Shimmer, another one just like Carl Anderson to 5. So
excellent.
I always keep an eye out for it anyway. So
and that goes to anyone out there. If you do find it, I'll shove you like some cards or something. If you find a little incentive there.
Finder's fee.
That's it. Last few Slam Chrome. You knew it was coming. I'm going to rattle them off real quick. Golds, Cesaro pay-per-view, Swerve, Cedric pay-per-view, Macho Man, Greens, Randy Orton finisher, 100 Club Sasha Banks, Orange to 25 Roman Reigns finisher, and finally Black to 10 Sami Zayn pay-per-view booster, SGC 10.
Nice, that's not bad.
Yeah, a fair few more off the list there. Some good ones. So.
Have you finished going through your inventory of stuff?
Yeah. So I can now, if I see a card there, so when Tommy opened his box of Slam Chrome the other day, within 30 seconds, I can see which ones I've got and which ones I haven't. So
nice. So, if you don't mind me asking, what have you got now as like complete sets? Obviously, you've got a base set.
I've
a
got
couple of times over.
about 9 base sets. I've got the Undertaker ones. I've done refractors, yellows, greens. Haven't done oranges. And I think I need 1 speckle refractor as well. But other than that, I haven't actually completed anything else. So I'm always missing like 1 or 2. Like I'm missing, I think, 1 gold from the Legends part of it. Do you know what I mean? I'm always just missing that 1 or 2 kind of things.
So you could pick them up in theory and get those ticked off if you needed to.
Yeah, that's it, definitely. It's just kind of getting to grips with it. Still, I've got it all obviously on the checklist, but it's still kind of getting to grips with, oh, right, I only need 1 of that or 2 of, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But a lot of them I'm not far off. Like the gold sort of base cards, I'd probably need under 10, I think.
It's one of these things as well where it's like you won't pull the trigger because they are readily available. Yeah. Really, they're not, obviously they're quite high parallels, aren't they, and stuff. But it's just finding out time, like, do you pull the trigger and pay 30 quid and now clear that out, or wherever it would be, That's it. Exactly it. I think cataloguing is probably the easiest way of doing it as well. I think you've done it now at this point where you have got so much of it. You think, well, now I know what I've got.
Yeah.
Because otherwise you just never know. it's so tough.
No, and I had been buying doubles, like unintentionally, do you know what I mean? So
yeah. I was running that risk with AEW, like just trying to go through and you think, I'll pick up all these pyros, and you get them all here and you realise they're all dupes and you think, oh, that was a waste. Like, so I think cataloging these things is definitely the way forward.
It is, for sure. I would love to do something like physical, like something to look at, where I could see, right, like, do you know what I mean? Like a massive spreadsheet, but written. I just find that having something there in front of me, I find it a bit easier, but it would need to be the biggest fucking sheet of paper. Sorry, Margaret. You've ever seen. So,
what's it on at the moment? Is it just handwritten, or is it?
No, I've got it on my notes on my phone.
Well, ping it to me offline, and I'll print it onto a spreadsheet in A3. So you've got it.
There you go.
I'll do it. Print off.
Thank you.
I'll sort that out.
Cool.
I'll good brother you up for that.
Thank you. And then the last thing, 2 Chronicles Blasters and some Panini debut cards. Remember those from last year? Yeah.
The one and only card
that we ever got. Yeah. But they were on sale in Smith's Toys down to £2.50 for the binder with three packets inside.
That's cheap.
So I bought out. They only had 2 left, but I checked everywhere, sort of thing. And so yeah, check your local Smith's Toys. You never know, you might find some bargains in there. You never know. Cool, right? That's it from me. What about you, Jamie?
So just quick, those Chronicles, are they the ones you got? Did you get them off the sale that
Yeah,
they just had on the UK site?
Yeah, so Gary from the ATP mentioned it, and I had some PayPal money burning a hole in my pocket, so I just thought, you know what? It was free shipping, took less than a week, and I got a really, really cool hit out of it. I don't know if you've seen the video, but if you have, don't say anything.
I have, and I won't say nothing at all.
But yeah, really, really happy with them. So.
Yeah, that's really
Thanks,
good.
Gary.
You dropped it. You dropped it yesterday afternoon or early evening yesterday.
That was it, yeah.
And we were just watching YouTube anyway, watching Diners, Drive-Ins and Dive-In. It just cropped up. I was like, I'll sit and watch this for 10 minutes. So, yeah, really cool. But yeah, definitely check that one out if anyone hasn't seen it yet. Right, my purchases. So I've been pretty quiet on stuff. I'm still reading about all the stuff I brought back from the States, really. So I'm just going through a few bits and pieces. So I've gone through the ComC and I bought about half a dozen pyros.
Okay.
So I pushed a load of EPAC stuff through to ComC.
Have you checked that you don't have them already?
I did do that.
Good.
I pushed them all through the ComC, like EPAC stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't really want any money for them. I'd put them down at like the lowest price possible. But I had like $4 or $5 just sat on the ComC account. I thought
nice.
I'd buy a load of pyros. So yes, I've done that. Got a few pyros. So I think it leaves me only like 3 or 4 pyros left. So I'm paid out. I'll get rid of the pyros. I had a few misses this week. I've been trying to still obviously get these film strip relics and bits and pieces. Missed out on a couple and stupid things where like I've bidded like $10 or whatever it is, and it's gone for just over that.
10.05.
Yeah, I did have I don't know if you saw it online. They were talking about people. I think it was Gelman or someone like that was saying about how do people bid on things on eBay.
This, yeah.
And the amount of people on the poll was like 80% of people use some kind of sniping software and stuff like that.
It.
I was like, Jesus, like there's just no hope if most of the community are doing it.
Yeah, isn't it like, say your top price is like, I don't know, let's say 100. You can put that in and then it will just bid in increments of like $1 or something until you reach that point. Is it something like that?
Or you can set it to time so it does it like a half a second before it shuts. And
because, for instance, I was saying about those shimmers that I missed out on 3 of them, but that was because they finished at like 5 a.m. because they were in America. And I'd done my top bid, I'd, put like 25 or whatever, and they only went ever so slightly over that. So I suppose if I was using that app, I might have just crept past them. I don't know. So
it was just interesting to sort of, the day I lost quite a few, and I just saw this on Twitter, and I thought, you don't kind of know like if it is robots or not or whatever. But so I missed out on a few film strip Reddit cards this week. Missed out on a couple of things on Facebook where I've seen them go up and then they've already gone. And I think, oh shit, I wish I'd seen that 5 minutes earlier. But it's the way it goes. Like sometimes you're lucky spotting these things, sometimes you're not, So so actual purchase this week. So I got the things on ComC from the credit I had. And I picked up a purchase today, which I got on an offer. And I picked up a Ricky Steamboat Monty Gum card from 1986.
Really cool.
But it's actually got the auto on the back where he's obviously just someone's taken it to a card show and he signed it for him. Really nice, clean auto card. Looks pretty good. The corners are pretty sharp on it. But I paid like 15 quid shipped.
Mate, that's amazing.
Like, you know what? I cannot complain with that. And I have wanted a Steamboat auto for a long time. I have been holding out to get a nice one for the Topps Legends set.
Yes. That's a great one. Yeah, I love that one.
Yeah, it's just the price of it. It's kind of like there's so many other things I want to spend $60 on. Like it just isn't sort of in my front vision at the minute. But I thought actually for a Ricky Steamboat card, that would be a nice one to have, and I might actually just get it slabbed just to protect.
And it's one that you don't see very often, do you? Do you know what I mean? The Monty Gun ones, you don't see them, and the auto. It's got such an amazing auto that I just don't see that anyone could do it the way he does it, if that makes sense. I know we've had a lot of auto talk, fake autos and talk in the hobby, which we're not going to talk about, but this one, when you showed the picture, I'm like, that's 100% his auto. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and he's kind of done it like the whole back of the card, so he's like, it says Ricky the Dragon. It's big, I was really chuffed. I was like, you know what? I'm well happy
for 15
with that.
quid.
So,
banging.
Yeah. So that's going to come back, and I'm going to probably just send it off to a grading company just to get it protected. I think
definitely.
So that's pretty much for me. Really, being on holiday this week, a lot of my spare cash is obviously treating himself and doing a few bits and pieces.
And that. Yeah, definitely.
So that's pretty much for me. I've not done any breaks. I've been sort of a bit off Whatnot for the time being. I don't know if you've even been on there at all.
Not on Whatnot. I did join a Revolution break the other day and picked up a load of cheap spots, like all the Legends kind of spots. And I don't know if you saw my post on Instagram today, was the Natural Disasters card.
Okay, yeah.
It's like an Astro, but that one was from the break. So I got that. I got Bam Bam Bigelow to 99, which is a really cool image. I think I've got that just there.
Nice.
Cool one. So that's a Sunburst. So I just think it looks cool. I love the Sunburst parallel. Really cool. But yeah, just that Revolution one. It was only like a free box, I think. Then they pulled an Austin Theory auto and not a lot else, to be honest.
No, okay. So I think at the minute Whatnot, there's just not that much appeal out there for the minute, so I'm kind of not going on there that often. I think obviously football and soccer is what everyone's going in for at the minute on Whatnot, aren't they? That's gone big in a big way at the minute.
Yeah. Especially in the UK kind of Whatnot scene, it's definitely, I think, the biggest thing out there at the moment, isn't it?
Definitely picking up.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it for me this time round.
Now we do Dave's purchases. We don't necessarily know them per se, but I do know, I'm going to say this, whether he likes it or not, I do know that he bought at least one White Sparkle Prism pack. I'm not going to say who he really? Pulled. Yeah, he did buy one pack. I'm not sure if it was like Whatnot or if it was secondary market or what, but yeah. I know who he got, but I'm going to let him say that. I feel like he might get annoyed if I say it.
Yeah, you need to update us, Lloydy, next time round. We'll put it on the show notes ahead of time.
That's it. And he got a ton of Aston Villa cards from both myself and Scott. So yeah, he's swimming in Aston Villa cards at the moment.
I'm kind of... I kind of want to get a few more football cards, but I don't quite know who to pick up. Obviously, I kind of have this like small Jude Bellingham piece.
Well, yeah, I've been sending you Jude Bellinghams every time I send you
which is cool. Which is cool. I'm happy with that. Yeah. I kind of feel like I want to get some more. But sadly, Cambs United don't really appear that much, do they? So.
They don't, no, unfortunately not. And Southampton will be in that same boat going forward from next year. So
maybe there'll be some historical Cambs United cards I could pick up. But,
well, I have one actually. I've got a Dion Dublin rookie in his Cambridge shirt.
Nice,
which is a cool one. Yeah, that's from Stadium Club, like 1990 or something.
Okay.
So there you go.
That's not bad though. Yeah, I might pick up some vintage Cambridge United. I'll see what I can find. Yeah, that's it for me.
Cool. So that's purchases done. So over to our big topic, which obviously we said last week we'll hope to have some AEW cards out, but we don't. So the big topic this week is going to be a little bit different. So it's going to be AEW Fight Forever. And Jamie, I don't know if we want to just quickly touch on what happened with our special.
Yeah, let's do that. So we mentioned that we're going to be trying to do sort of some in-between week shows. And one of the things we're going to try and do is sort of do some things around gaming. So we had planned to have a sort of a full show around AEW Fight Forever. So a bit of a round table.
We did.
We had Trav was a member of the group. Also had Matt, a member of the ATP, within the chat as well. And we kind of just had a bit of a round table discussion about Fight Forever, but we had some technical issues with Riverside, and the audio just wasn't coming through properly.
No, it fucked us. Sorry, Margaret.
Oh, it has. It's fucked us right over.
Royally fucked us over. So disappointing.
So really disappointing. We had sort of an hour and a half's worth of content, and it just, sometimes these things are as they are. It's not the same as just being in an actual studio. It's just the way it goes sometimes. So sadly, that episode isn't going to be available in audio form. I am going to try and see if I can still dig that video out and try and work with the video. Yeah. But I kind of feel like the horse has bolted now. So
unfortunately,
it was great chatting to the lads.
It was a really good
chat.
That's it.
So I guess part of the thoughts now was actually maybe do a bit of a recap and go through that big topic about things that we think about Fight Forever, and bring in some of the thoughts of the other guys, just sort of chatting, about what they thought, and just kind of making a big topic out of it while we're a bit short on card news. And I know Lloydy isn't the biggest of gamers,
this is it, isn't it? Yeah,
a good chance for us to do it now. Really.
So a little bit of history, a little bit of a background. I'm going to go over to you for this one as well, Jamie, because you did it so well on our special. A little bit of background to the game.
So for people who aren't familiar, I'm assuming that most people are aware now that the game is out. So it's been released on all platforms, but it's been a long time coming. So I think we were chatting with Trav and Matt and yourself as well that we think this was kind of announced right at the very beginning of AEW, like within the first couple of months of them launching. Yeah. They were going to say we're going to have a video game out in the market, and it's just been something that's been pushed back, a bit like the Upper Deck cards actually, just been pushed back and back and back. And people were really wondering, like, when is this even going to arrive and how outdated is it going to be? Yeah. We had screenshots and some footage come out where it seems to be very much based around year one of AEW. And, especially yourself, Chris, like seeing it in shops, like it was always TBD, dates end of the year and all this sort of stuff.
Up until right recently as well,
yeah. So we had it sort of earmarked that it was going to be released soon, and it actually landed probably about a month ago
29th,
now, wasn't it?
Yeah, so just under a month ago, 29th of June.
So it's landed. It's on all platforms. Generally, we'll chat through really, but I think generally it's been received quite well.
Yeah, I think the general consensus, not just from us, but from reviews and stuff, has been it's like a good starting block. It's like a good starting point for a game franchise. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. The core of it is there and is really good, but then they just need to expand on it a little bit. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, I think? Definitely. Yeah, I think so. I think, between all four of us, when we were chatting on the roundtable, I think we all agreed that it hit the mark. So they're trying to go for that nostalgic sort of hit.
Yeah.
And we kind of felt that straight away. Like you load up the game, it kind of feels quite nice. The controls are easy to pick up and play. And we've all discussed that we had people over or we were just picking up with friends and stuff. And, if you were used to playing old wrestling games, I'd highly recommend picking this up and just giving it a spin. Because I'm pretty sure you'll pick these controls up straight away. And I mean, what have you played so far, Chris? I know it's been a little while since we chatted about it. Have you delved into it a bit more? What have you played?
I haven't delved into it enough. I've still not played online or anything like that. But I've done the whole career mode. I've done twice now. So you can do it very differently. It does seem that the decisions you make in it don't always kind of add up, if that's, makes sense.
Yeah, I take that. Yeah, I
think it was Matt during the special that said he won the first, the Battle Royal thing. And then he didn't have the title. He didn't get a title shot. Do you know what I mean? So there are a few little bugs in it like that. But overall, as Jamie just said, if you played, any of the WCW games on N64 or No Mercy, WrestleMania 2000, it is a real throwback to those games, isn't it? It's got that real feel 100%. For it. And really cool.
And I think you were saying about career mode, so you can go down, and they kind of have these sort of, they're called branches as such, but they don't really branch that far. You kind of just go to the next story. Yeah. But even as you go through that, you have things then added to your shop that you can then buy unlockables or buy wrestlers that are hidden. Taking certain paths will make you meet certain people throughout these sort of career mode. And that's quite cool as well, that you can actually then have those people that you then pick up, which is something we haven't had in the 2K series or the WWE series for a very long time. It's very much a case of buy the accelerator pack and then they're all there kind of thing, you know. So yeah, I've kind of done the career mode once or twice. Once was just properly, and the second time around, I kind of found a strategy guide online about trying to find certain wrestlers throughout the mode.
It's a good shout.
So I've done that twice, but most of my time has just been pissing about on it, really. Just like, you know, getting into matches, doing cool spots, having explored with the weapons.
But, so you've got it on PC, haven't you?
Yes.
Yeah, so you can do all the cool stuff. So you could do all the mods.
So I haven't really got that powerful laptop. So I think if anyone's got a fairly, you know, a laptop like Windows 10
PC
and sort of,
or anything like that.
Yeah, I think even mine is only has basic Intel graphics. It's not anything special. It runs pretty well. So I think if anyone's got a half decent PC, do a quick sort of calibration thing online just to see whether or not it is compatible. But I'd highly recommend anyone trying to get the PC version because mods have gone absolutely mad on this at the minute. Like, we've only had it for 4 weeks.
Yeah.
The modding community are already uploading the 2K models into AEW Fight Forever. So we're finding they're already being uploaded. People are uploading new attires. So like anything that was seen as outdated is now being updated. So like Chris Statlander's got a new attire. Luchasaurus has been updated. All those kind of things is sort of already breathing new life into it. But even down to like textures, people are updating like the roster photos. So like when they update the attires, the roster photos updating or arena mods, people now doing like arena texture mods. You're getting the new arenas going in there. But what they're finding now is actually people who've learned the Unreal Engine. I think there was a talk that WWE might use the Unreal Engine. So a lot of the modders were kind of going down that line. Yeah. But they've actually now started using it for AEW Fight Forever, and they're actually now starting to build match types. They're actually now putting a cage match into Fight Forever or an Inferno match. So there's lots of work going on. So yeah, it's really interesting seeing what they're doing on that side. But away from that, even the console game is actually is great fun, isn't it?
It is, yeah. It's real fun to just pick up and play. I would say it's, you know.
What have been your favourite moments that you've played in the game? Like, what have you really enjoyed doing, or what have you done that you've been like, shit, that's really cool?
I think the main one was on like one of the first couple of days that I got it. I was doing a triple threat, and I was like my created character. So my signature move is a Dominator, which is like, you know, pick him up, and it used to be Farouk's finisher in WWF. So triple threat. So I dominated someone, MJF or someone, dominated someone else. Then the first guy stands up, and my finish is a stunner. So then I stunner. Second guy stands up, stunner, pin. I just thought it was, when I was doing it, it was just seamless. Do you know what I mean? It just worked. It was really cool.
That's one of the cool things as well. It's kind of got the old signature and finishes that you had on Day of Reckoning.
Yeah.
So you have like your signature bar, and you can do that as many times as you want while it's lit up.
Definitely.
And the same with your finishes. Like, you can just keep hitting that over and over again.
Yeah. So like, and as you progress in the game and unlock stuff, you can have multiple finishes, multiple signature moves. And then one of my other ones is the Swanton Bomb. So I can do the stunner and then run up if I can get there in time and do the Swanton as well. And yeah, really, really cool.
I done a sort of a fairly similar thing with Kenny Omega. So he's got the signatures, obviously, like, you know, he's got the V trigger as a signature, but he's also got a running version as a finisher. So you can actually like do the running V trigger, and then you can then go straight into the one wigging angel, because the animation really they flip backwards. And that sort of stuff is, I just love it. Like, I pop massively for this sort of stuff. Yeah. And like even the weapons and stuff, like even like the weapons physics is a bit like No Mercy. So you can go to the crowd and get a random weapon out of the crowd, or under the ring you can pick out random weapons. But even like 1 minute you thought, oh, what's here? And the next minute you pulled out like a trainer with like thumbtacks on it, and you think, what? Or there's like a rugby ball or something. It's really good fun. I think anyone who has a console or Switch or PC, pick it up and support the game. I know Evil Uno has said on Twitch a few times, and Tony Khan has said as well, that if people get behind the game, they'll keep supporting it and adding new content as long as the community support it and pay into it. So I know people are saying about the DLC a little bit, you know, paying £10 for FTR or whatever, but they said they'll keep investing in that as long as people do. So support the game, and it will get better.
Yeah.
The modders have already agreed that they won't mod any person new in the game who may be DLC.
Yes.
So the idea is that then it won't stop people buying DLC.
Yeah.
So this, I think they want to kind of work together a bit. So support the game.
Fingers crossed for more. That's what I'm saying. Because the only kind of negative on my part of it was the roster. I just thought it was a little bit outdated and not deep enough. That's what I would say.
Yeah, I think it's still very much stuck in that time frame, isn't it? Like that
2021,
2020 lockdown.
Time, yeah.
I think some negatives on the side. I think Trav noted that it was hard to master the reversals. I think I've kind of got there now. Yeah. Well, you were Matt, haven't you?
I was like this. I can do it fine.
Yeah. So I think I'm nearly there, but not quite. I don't know if Trav has mastered it now, but I think the reversals were a bit tricky for him. I can't remember what negatives Matt said, but I think overall, he was pretty happy. I think
he was pretty happy.
Most of us thought it was bare bones, wasn't it? I think. Something that has been announced since we've done the roundtable was Stadium Stampede.
Yes.
What are your thoughts of that as like a battle royale type game? It's mental.
Yeah, because it's just online battle royale style. I think it's really cool. I think it's something. It's not out yet, is it?
No. So they've had the trailer out.
So definitely something I would want to try.
It is just like Fortnite. It just looks like Fortnite in a wrestling stadium. You got. And like the ragdoll features, like all the chairs just like smash when you go into them. There's like horses. And golf buggies. Oh, mate, it just looks carnage. Imagine it being like a rocket launch. I think you can have like t-shirt launchers. So you can like shoot t-shirts at one another, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. I think it's also cross-play as well. So
let's hope so. Yeah, because then we could all kind of. Well, I think when we were doing it, we were all on like different things. I think, weren't we? Yeah,
I think if they do that as crossplay, I think that's definitely the time for us to do a YouTube stream where we can all be on there doing that. So. But overall, AEW Fight Forever, thumbs up.
Definitely, thumbs up from me. One last quick thing, little thing I've got here. Video game related cards. So one thing I mentioned on the special was I would have loved to have seen, even if it was like on e-pack or something, and even if it was one card. Do you know what I mean? Even if it's the game cover on a card, I would have been sold on that. So it was a shame they didn't tie in. I think on the same release, the day it released, they had, was it like Forbidden Door on Match Dated Moments, where they could have maybe done something there. Any video game related cards spring to mind for you? I've got a few written down.
Yeah, there's a few through the year. So. In the past, I've already had some sort of game promo cards and stuff. I think ATP, we've had some exclusive ones here, if you can call them cards.
Like
Games Master magazine.
Cards, yeah.
Yeah, so Games Master and sort of
computer
CVG
video games,
and stuff like that. Yeah. They kind of had like postcard, like to tell you how to do certain moves for SmackDown and No Mercy and stuff, which they're quite desirable now. A lot of people go after them, don't they?
Well, yeah. I mean, doing this tiny bit of research on them sent me down that rabbit hole, and you can't find them anywhere.
No,
I've now got to search for the Computer Video Games magazine just to see if one comes up, but fingers crossed.
Yeah, I might, if I've got a spare, I'll hit you up. We'll go through, but they're definitely ones that people want to go after, and they're quite hard to come by.
Yeah, I mean,
I think TNA have had like an Impact card set, I think, as a promo set back in the day.
Yeah, I feel like actually when the game was brand new, you got a pack inside the game. I feel like because I worked at Blockbuster when that game came out, so yeah, I remember that. Yeah, definitely got a poster for sure. But yeah, I'm sure there was some sort of trading card with it.
I think one I remember, which I think slips under the radar quite a bit, I think 2K14. If you got the game from Argos, you got a Seth Rollins card in the Argos game. And that doesn't appear online at all. Like, that doesn't appear on eBay much at all.
I've got that card, yeah.
I sold mine, and I regret it ever since. Because I think that would be a nice card in the future. Because it's an early Seth card as well,
But But 2K14 had packs as well. I've seen a few on eBay because there's multiple guys you can get. I think Seth was just from that Argos one, but you could. There was other guys you could get. 2K16, they had a insert set in Heritage that year.
Yep.
That's a cool one.
Heyman's got a really cool image in that set, actually.
He has, hasn't he? Yeah. I think that might be the only one I need is that Heyman one to finish that one off. 2K17 as well didn't have its own cards, but it had relics with the collector's edition that we've spoken about before, haven't we?
So that was that's from Takeover London.
Yeah.
That's again a set that I've tried to go after, and it's quite tough to find.
Really tough.
Now I think people just hold on to them, you know.
Yeah.
Going back earlier in time as well, like the Prima guides, some of the early Prima guides have cards in them as well. I know we've got the WCW
ones. I actually messaged a guy about some today. I'm not going to give too much away on that, just in case someone else messages him. But he did say he's going to have a look and he's going to let me know if there's any cards in it. So
nice,
excellent.
I got mine back from Dad, and all the right hand side, the outer edge is all damaged.
Dog end.
So I kind of need to pick up another one. Yeah, dog-eared. Yeah. So it's a shame. It's still quite nice to have them, but you kind of want that nice.
Yeah, and it's just so hard to get. Really, really is. Last one I've got really quickly. WWF Royal Rumble. It was a card in a set, which was Team Blockbuster. I keep talking about Blockbuster, but it was 1993. Super Nintendo. It had like all the different game cases on it, and it's got the Royal Rumble. I've got it somewhere within my collection over there, but yeah, really, really cool.
Oh yeah, send me a picture of that. I'll be interested to see that.
I reckon you've seen it before. I reckon you just can't remember.
But there are some other sort of, I think through the years, I know like on the N64, the no WrestleMania 2000, I think, had a holographic card on the back as part of like the instructions. Yeah, there are some cool things, and I think a lot of those things slip through the net, but for a gaming nerd, they're definitely worth looking for,
100%. It kind of entwines my two favourite things, gaming and wrestling, so yeah. And cards as well. Wrestling cards.
Yeah.
They're pretty much the ones I could think of, though. I'm sure there are a few more out there, but
yeah, I'll bet there's quite a few that we maybe never seen.
And they're just like, because a lot of them are promotional things, or like you said, in magazines, strategy guides. They're back of manuals. They're just people didn't keep them. People don't even remember that they're in there. Do you know what I mean? So
yeah. I think, like you said, like the Argos ones and stuff, like I do wonder if GameStop or somewhere like that has those. I don't know if they had them in the US. It seems weird that Argos just happened to have a Slammer tags,
It's a bit
so,
weird.
yeah, it's cool. It's really cool.
Cool. Well, that pretty much sums us up then for Fight Forever. We do apologise, obviously, that the special didn't come out. Just some things are beyond our control. It was a really good chat as well, so it was disappointing. Cool, right. Shall we...
We have got one bit that we've managed to salvage, and that'll be...
You'll hear that later
on.
Cool. Shall we move over to our top 5?
Yeah, let's do it.
So it was my week, as I'm obviously hosting, so I got to pick, and I picked managers, which as a kid growing up, and this is throughout my top 5, I think you can tell that managers were a real big part of wrestling that I just don't think they are as much today, are they?
Everyone tended to have a manager or be part of
like a stable, it would be like the manager's stable, wouldn't it? They'd have a certain amount of guys, and a golden era. Right, who have we got first? We've got Dave going first, so over to you, Dave. Oh, wait, it's not yet.
I think we've lost Dave.
Why don't we do one of Dave's each? So I'll start us off.
Yeah, let's do that.
So at number 5, he's gone for Paul Bearer from Chronicles 2022, card number 430. Fucking loads of cards.
That's a massive list, isn't it?
Huge.
Fuck.
It's
ridiculous, isn't it?
It's a lovely card. It's a cool image. Any thoughts on this one?
Not for me.
No.
I think Paul Bearer is one of these guys that he either has a cracking image or he doesn't. Yeah, and this is
and he's got a hell of a lot of cards. He's not someone, he's kind of featured a lot throughout all of the years, really. There's not really a time period where he didn't have cards, I think.
No. I think you kind of, even like going back in time, you think how many cards he would have been on that you don't even realise that he was on them either, you know?
That's it. Go on then, buddy. You can do number 4.
Yeah, so number 4, he went for Captain Lou Albino, 1985 Topps WWF. This is your classic Captain Lou image with his curly hair, the beard,
kind
and his
like
vest
a sideways kind of pirate look.
Yeah, he's kind of a manager that was kind of pre my time. I don't know, is he pre your time?
Yes and no. He was pre, I would say, when I used to watch it live, if that makes sense. But I used to spend a lot of my childhood watching old video VHS tapes. So I did see him a lot throughout. You know, I still knew who he was. And I think as well, he did come back and he managed like the Head Shrinkers or someone. Sort of 94,
vaguely remember
93. That. He's not in my list, but I did have this. I'm going to show you, Jamie. So it's a shiny hollow sticker. And it's from 1995, and it is Captain Lou Albano. It's really cool, but it's a sticker, so I couldn't put it in my list. But it's just like, it's his logo per se, but it's like he didn't have a fucking logo. But it's just like
just made for a sticker.
Up random logo sticker. But it's really cool, and it's just for that time period, as we just said, it's not someone you would have thought would have got like stickers and cards and stuff. So, but yeah, good choice from Dave. He needed to be in there somewhere, didn't he? Number
100%.
Oh God, something just fell.
Oh no.
Number 3, he's gone for the Grand Wizard, 1983 All-Stars card, number 33.
One of the all-time great managers, I guess, the Grand Wizard.
Yeah. This one is before my time, a little, I think. I know of him. Obviously know who he is, but I just haven't really seen him in too much. Have you?
No, me neither.
No, Dave's
way before my time.
Dave's the old geezer out of us. He would have known.
I don't even know if
he would have known.
I don't know if at that point how Lloydy actually knows much about the Grand Wizard. I think that would have been pre him, I think, as well.
Yeah, it might well have been. We'll have to ask.
But no, ask him next time around. Why the Grand Wizard other than being a managing legend?
Well, that's it. We know he was a managing legend, but yeah, maybe that's why he's put him on there. Whereas I've kind of gone, as always, for like more of my favourite kind of ones rather than the best.
Right. Yeah.
Cool. What's the number 2?
All right, number 2, then we're going to be going a little bit further in the future. 1992 WCW Paul E manager card. Now, I don't think this is going to be the last time we're going to see Paul E or Paul Heyman on this list. But this is a classic Paul Heyman image with him with a great big mobile phone in his hand with the arrow up.
Yeah.
Cheap suit, long hair, that classic WCW manager Paul Heyman. This is actually better image than the years before Paul Heyman card. Like when you think of Paul Heyman as Imagine WCW,
that's what I think of. Yeah, that's it. The big phone.
I really like this card. Yeah, I really like this, and I love the 90s sort of lightning and sparkle. That is really cool.
I like the design of the actual card set itself. So yeah, I do like that one.
Have you got this as a set?
No, I don't. I have.
Oh, wait, I haven't either.
No, I don't. I've got a lot of it, I think, but I don't have the complete set.
A set. I know Lloydy picked up a few of these over the years as packs, so I don't know if he's actually got this card.
Well, he had a whole box at one point, didn't he? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so he's probably got either a full set or very near. But no. So number 1 is the Brain, Bobby the Brain Heenan. And he's gone for card number 10 in the 1991 Classic Series, which is he's wearing like a red jacket and he's pointing at the camera and he looks pissed off, or he's shouting at the camera. Do you know what I mean? It's a really good image.
Proper Heenan.
Proper, yeah.
I think I can't remember if it was you or Lloydy mentioned in the chat that you kind of hoping there may be a Heenan card on a camel.
There is.
Oh, there is?
There is, yeah. I looked for it before for something or other.
Oh, mate.
I found it. What was it? It was in an insert set of like Topps Finest 2021, like greatest entrances or something. And he is in it, yeah. You can pick it up for a couple of dollars, $1 or $2. I don't know how I couldn't find it the time I was looking for it, though. But...
Yeah, because I've like scanned through in the past and I couldn't really find anything around it. Oh, bloody hell. Well, in that case, Lloydy, you need to try and pick up a Heenan Camel card if you put him as number one. So, nice.
I was going to try and find it. I'm not going to try and find it. I'm going to do my top 5 instead.
That's fine.
Cool. So at number 5, I have gone for it's from the Topps 2016 set, just their sort of flagship set, I think. It was Sensational Sherry versus Miss Elizabeth. Now, I've kind of cheated a little bit here because I've kind of got 2 managers on there. But it's on the same card.
Yeah, I don't think you've kind of cheated there. It's quite good. I do like these sort of fantasy matches stuff. Yeah, I'm not gonna disallow it.
Okay, cool.
It's cool.
Cool. So I've kind of picked them because, kind of like what I was saying. So growing up, these two were the 2 women in wrestling that I saw the most, I would say. And again, it was kind of I saw Sensational Sherry on TV at the time, managing like Shawn Michaels, Rick Martel, those kind of guys. But I would watch a lot of like late 80s, mid to late 80s tapes, like all the big pay-per-views and stuff. And you would see a lot of Miss Elizabeth in that kind of era. So I kind of had both of those at the same time. So yeah, just a decent card with both of them on there. And it was just my way of getting an extra manager in.
Getting 5 out of 6.
There you go. Maybe more. So number 4, I've gone for Paul Bearer. There's a ton of awesome Paul Bearer cards, as we've said. The Comic Images one, where he's got the eyebrow raised and it's real close up of his face.
Yeah, he's like really gurning at the camera, isn't he?
Really cool one. Probably should have picked that. But I was kind of thinking my favourite era of Paul Bearer was when he came in with Kane. That whole like build up to Kane, and then how
turning on monstrous Taker, the whole era.
Like I was like a 10 or 11 or something at that age, so it was just mind blowing for me at the time. So the one I've chose is a WWF magazine card. So it's got Kane standing over Scott Taylor on the floor, which is Scotty.
Oh, poor old Scotty Too Hotty.
It's a potential rookie card there for Scotty Too Hotty, because he's called Scott Taylor on the card. So, and Paul Bearer has got the blonde hair.
I did until you said that, because the card is called Tailor Made for Destruction. I was like, why did they spurred it that way? And I didn't twig it's Scott Taylor, yeah.
That's kind of what spurred me on to go, wait, is that Scotty Too Hotty there? Is that his name? Because I wasn't sure that was his real name, which is not.
No,
it's another sort of stage name, yeah.
Right, okay.
His name is Scott, but his second name is something different.
It's not Hottie or Taylor.
No, or two.
On a different, I think Kane, his rookie is a magazine card, I think, as well.
I think it is. I think
first appearance.
Yeah, I think it may well be the one of these, but there's like a better image in the same ones that came out. If that makes sense. So not necessarily the one that people go for, this one. But I have written in my notes, Scotty Too Hotty, first appearance, or true rookie, as Dave would say. So.
It probably would, yeah. I mean, if they're counting Action Bronson and Hook,
side of Hook's head, then
you got side of Scotty Too Hotty there.
Scotty Too Hotty laid on the floor, looking helpless. Bless him. Cool. So that's my number 4. Number 3, I've gone with quite a controversial one here. Sonny, Heritage 2005 autograph. So it's the TV ones that me and you like. Dave's not so keen on. I especially like this one because she's used all of the ones that I've seen. She's used gold pen, so it looks legit. It looks cool. She was just massive in that 95, 96, 97 era, weren't she? She was peak manager.
Everywhere, peak Sunny.
Yeah, I mean, obviously her life is very controversial since then, so I'm not sort of celebrating that, but that peak kind of Sunny era there was no one better at the time, so...
And because of obviously how things have gone with Sunny, you don't really see her appear in anything.
You can't.
I think she maybe had a few things.
No, yeah, I think she had some sort of like mid to 2010s, wasn't it? Yeah,
yeah. I think this one as well. This isn't going to diss out by any means. I don't think this is a legit release either. I think this is a custom card that someone's had done and had a load done for like a convention.
Oh, okay.
But it looks so good. It's a really good image.
It is.
So
regardless, even if it is, then we'll keep it in there anyway.
Yeah, 100% keep it in, because I don't think there's a better auto card over out there.
No, that's it.
It's really cool.
And speaking of kind of like independent cards, because my next one is Tron cards. So Corey Bastian's card line. Harvey Whippleman. So it's a Harvey Whippleman autograph. The card is like a kind of a close-up of him in that his little hat and his red tie.
His little beret thing.
And he's got a beautiful autograph as well. So, yeah, he was one of my favourites growing up. Unsung hero I've written down for some reason. in my eyes, anyway.
Was he doing any more sort of stuff backstage with WWF? Or even WWE. I know he was kind of there for some time, but I don't remember him ever appearing on any sort of legend shows or like gimmick royals or anything.
Well, now you say that, I've got a side note here that he is the only man to ever win the WWF Women's Championship. He won it in the year 2000.
Oh my God.
And I'm assuming, I don't know an awful lot about this, but I'm assuming in one of those kind of gimmicky type matches.
Yeah, beating Gerald Briscoe or something.
Was he dressed as a girl? It is kind of starting to come back to me now. I feel like he might have been dressed as a woman there. But
I don't remember much about Harvey Whippleman, really.
He was very like early 90s, do you know what I mean? He managed like Kamala in Kamala's later run. And he managed like Sid Vicious and people like that. Real heel guy, but because he was so little and like he kind of reminded me of like a weasel.
A proper wimp.
Yeah, because he always had these big guys with him. He managed like Giant Gonzalez and stuff.
Okay.
But I always really liked him. I had cards of him when I was younger. And have you ever seen that video of him and The Rock, where The Rock, it's like only in the last couple of years, The Rock gifts him a truck, like a really nice truck.
No way. I've not seen that.
And it's because Harvey let him stay at his house when he was like coming up as a rookie and stuff, and like supported him basically, paid for stuff, and like I think he like maybe bought him a car, like a really shit car, or it was something to that effect. And all these years later, The Rock obviously remembered it and repaid the favour. So and you can see that, you know, Harvey Whippleman is very thankful for it. I can't remember his last name. I think it's like Steve or something. Sorry, Steve. Sorry, Steve. Cool. And then number one, I've gone a bit of a newer release. It's Topps Finest. I think it was 2021. And it's, again, one of those dual cards. So it was the Legacies insert.
I love these Legacy inserts. I think they're really such cool. A nice card.
So it's Bobby the Brain Heenan and it's Paul Heyman. I've gone
the two masterminds.
Absolutely. And it's just cool, isn't it? I've gone for the orange parallel or the orange autograph parallel. The Legacy's writing is kind of in like an orangey font, so it looks good together. I haven't actually seen the auto version of it, but all the other cards have got one. So I feel like there should be a Paul Heyman signed version out there. Yeah, I probably should have checked the checklist and it would have just said, but
I think in some ways I really like this card as well for like the fact that it kind of looks like sort of like with Heenan, like the ghost of Heenan sort of kind of over the shoulder
out, aren't they? Like sepiaed out.
It's like looking over the shoulder of Paul Heyman. It's quite it's a good image of a card. It's really cool.
And it combined the two people that I felt were like my 1 and 2. So I was like, well, this card's got them both on. Perfect. I'm going to pick that card. And I'm in the market to buy that card as well. So,
oh, okay. So maybe purchase next
maybe
time
not the
then.
auto, but yeah, one of the coloured parallels for sure. Cool. So that's my number 1.
Nice. Okay, got some good cards in there actually.
Definitely.
Right. So Heyman is going to feature on my list. Spoiler alert, but I'll run through what I've got. So, this may be one you want to disallow, but we'll see. Talking about promo cards and bits and pieces like that from video games. Well, this is actually some promo cards from a DVD set that came out called The World's Greatest Wrestling Managers.
Yes.
Came out in the mid-2000s.
I remember it, yeah.
Now, you've got 3 cards in there. They're promo cards for a heritage set, but I've included them here. You've got Freddie Blassie, Bobby the Brain, and the Mouth of the South. 3 great wrestling managers.
Yeah, absolutely.
Are they 3 cards, or would you include it as a promo card set for the DVD? One to be discussed in the Mega 5, but nonetheless.
Yeah. Because it was
included that here. 3
actual cards of different guys, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. On the back of the card, it just says it says basically it's from the DVD, and then to look out for heritage in the shop. Yeah. So it's the same artwork. But yeah, quite a cool piece. And again, anyone who wants to collect those, you can get the DVD so cheap now. They're quite a nice little promo card set to get as a set of 3. So I'll put that in as number 5. Cool. Number 4, we're going for Paul Bearer. I do like a bit of Paul Bearer. I think he's one of my favourite wrestling managers of all time. Like we said earlier, there are so many Paul Bearer cards of him.
Yeah.
Something I've always been a fan of Raw Deal, and I've picked out a Raw Deal card that came out from him in 2004. So it's called Managed by Paul Bearer.
I like this one.
It's got a picture of him leaning over the ring with the urn.
Yeah.
But what I liked about this was it actually has, because obviously the card game, it matches up with the different wrestlers in the game. So he's actually got all the wrestlers' logos that he's managed. You've got the Broad Destruction, you've got Dead Man Inc., you've got Kane, you've got Number Undertaker, and you've got Mankind. So a really cool image, and a big fan of Paul Bearer. So that's my number 4. Number 3, gone for a bit of Leaf action. Gone for Jimmy Hart. I'm a big fan of Jimmy Hart. Bit of the story of this. I went to Universal Studios back in 2006, and Jimmy Hart was wandering around plugging the TNA tape in as he does with his megaphone.
Yeah.
And he was handing out flyers, and I just asked Jimmy to sign the flyer, and he's like, "Yeah, I can do that for you," and he sort of signed it off for me. That was Jimmy Hart impression, if you wondered.
I was waiting for that.
So he signed that, and I've always kind of been a bit of it was a cool dude to kind of meet, really.
Definitely.
And I've always been a fan of Jimmy.
Yeah, same.
But the Leaf 2020, so there's a gold kind of looking parallel, but he's in like the yellow and red jacket, and it kind of looks a bit like a colour match, but it just sums up Jimmy Hart, and it's such a nice auto.
I really like that one, yeah.
Yeah, I think most of those parallels look quite nice as well with the colours, but I just think gold and like the image on it is really nice. Yeah. So I've put Jimmy Hart at 3.
Cool.
Number 2, a card that has cropped up on the show a few times, but hadn't included on this one. This is the Brock Lesnar second appearance card from the Absolute Divas, the famous rib card on Paul Heyman. Lesnar and Heyman, a great image of those two together. Again, the second Lesnar card, one again people are picking up, but yeah, I'm a big fan of this era of Heyman, and being that voice of Lesnar in those early days was really cool. So
I couldn't stand him in that. Sorry, I couldn't stand him in that era though. I hated it.
Really? How come?
Just because I was like, at the time, I was so invested in what was going on in wrestling, and he was like the do you know what I mean? Anti-WWF guy when he came in with the invasion angle and everything.
On commentary and all that.
Stand him, yeah.
Which
is perfect for him. That's what he wants, isn't it?
Yeah. I wasn't a fan of him because obviously I was a big fan of like JR and stuff from commentary, and obviously he was quite nasty.
He was bad about JR, wasn't he? Yeah.
Yeah. But as a wrestling manager, like he was the perfect voice man, and even like now he's the perfect guy for Roman Reigns.
Yeah, even for Brock, like in the last 5 or 6 years, he was just. I loved when he would introduce Brock Lesnar. Yeah. Absolutely loved it.
I think by this point, I think he is going to be probably the greatest wrestling manager of all time.
I think he will, yeah.
I think he's surpassed anyone else at this point, and the longevity of we're getting on 30 plus years of being an active manager.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
it's a hell of a long time.
Crazy.
And when you think about what any of these managers on the list, what they've actually done for wrestling, I don't think there's any more than Paul Heyman. Obviously, everything he did with ECW. So,
yeah, massively. Yeah. I would like to see when Heyman will go into the Hall of Fame, because that can't be far away.
No,
I don't know if they're doing the Mania in Philly. I've got a feeling there's one coming up. I'm not sure. But we'll see. But yeah, number one. Again, this may be disallowed. I'll leave it up to you. This is a dual auto. So you've got Triple H and Stephanie from Topps WWE Legends 2017. This is the first dual auto that they had ever released. And again, we've seen it lots and lots of times now. But this also marked the first time we had a Triple H auto in a product since 2001.
Crazy, that is.
And the
really
same
crazy.
as Stephanie McMahon as well.
Yeah.
So this is her first auto as Stephanie McMahon, not just Helmsley. So, a big card. Still a massive card out there. And again, only in the lower parallels. It's not in the big run. Yeah. Steph as a manager. Triple H, could you say he was kind of a manager for Seth Rollins at this time? I don't know. But mainly Steph as a manager. I've got to include that, but I'll leave it up to you.
Well, we'll discuss this in a minute.
But yeah, that rounds up my five there, really. A bit of a cross spectrum, but some good manager cards.
Great manager cards picked. And I will just say Dave had some honourable mentions. His honourable mentions are Andre the Giant, Merlin 1991. And he's gone for that because when he went to see wrestling in 1991, Andre the Giant was managing the Bushwhackers, which I just thought was incredible. I honestly thought that was incredible when he said that. Especially
that late on in Andre's career. I'm amazed that he was travelling, to the UK for these sorts of things. So
you wonder, though,
that's a good claim to fame.
Maybe he was living in France at that point and it was not so much of a big trip.
Yeah.
But just what a pairing. Do you know what I mean?
And to say you've seen Andre, there ain't many people now in the UK who would have seen that. So that's a really cool thing.
I really like that. And I know the card that he's on about, and it's a cool card. And he also had Jake Roberts, his 1-of-1 gold AEW Series 1. But that one we wouldn't allow that one because it says crew on it and not manager, which I think is a little bit, it's fine.
Bit harsh.
But was he a manager? Was he just like an advisor? Was he just... I can't really remember. Did he come out to the ring with him? Or was he just kind of there?
Yeah, he's always been the manager of... Like Lance Archer has always been a manager, but I wouldn't say he's crew, but it is what it is. Yeah,
there you go. And then my honourable mention was just the whole... we know I love Slam Attack's Chrome. I'm not as fond of the other Slam Attacks, but looking back through managers' cards, I don't think there was a year, really, that they didn't include managers or valets and managers and stuff. And fair play to them.
Slam Attacks is...
I was just going to say, like, Bobby the Brain Heenan was in something like 13 or 14 sets throughout the 2010s. Yeah. And, there's not really a year that he doesn't have one. And there's some great images, 2013 especially. So I'll let you guys look that one up.
Yeah, no, Slam Attacks has always been having that massive checklist as well. Like, they've always have had everybody. Like, they've had announcers, referees, managers. Like, they've always been really good with that sort of stuff. And
some years you'd see in them someone like proper random, like, that you wouldn't expect. Do you know what I mean? They'd have, like, I don't know, Mr. Fuji in there. Or just, do you know what I mean? Like, you just wouldn't think that they would... That he wouldn't have been in like the last few sets and things like that. So some cool ones.
No, just an honourable mention for me. I don't know if you saw this in the chat. I'm going to include another Raw Deal card. So when I found this Paul Bearer one, I found this one, which is such a bizarre card, managed by Fifi, a Rene Dupree manager card. Jesus Christ, bloody Poodle's got a manager card. Was it really a fucking manager? Really? What the hell was she doing at ringside to tell Renee what the hell was going on?
Just barking every now and again. And
my God. This poodle. Jesus. I'm going to share a picture of this. This bloody dog's hair. My God. But yeah, managed by Fifi. And it even doesn't give any damage. It just does nothing. It's such a crap card to have, but nonetheless. Managed by Fifi.
There you go. Cool, right. Should we Mega 5 it?
Let's count down then, shall we? Yeah, let's do it, bud. There we are. 30 seconds done. So, what do you reckon? Where are we thinking? I think for me, I want to see a Paul Heyman card near the top end.
I think near the top needs to kind of be Bobby the Brain Heenan and Paul Heyman. Paul Bearer needs to be in the mix. We've all got Paul Bearer kind of 4 and 5, but I think because he's been in all of them, I think he needs to be in the top 3 as well.
I would quite like to put Lloydy's Paul Heyman from 92 in there, but I'd also like to put your Heyman and Heenan in there because you kind of got the two together and you've got 2 eras of Paul Heyman.
But you could also go for your Lesnar and Heyman one because that's got such a cool rib background story to it. So it's going to be tricky. Let's just talk real quick about your Triple H Stephanie one. Was she ever his manager? Was she... I just always saw her as his wife at the ringside. I don't know. But then you could argue that Miss Elizabeth was the same, wasn't she? So
yeah, she's more of a valet. I guess you could probably. She wasn't really not like a manager like Mr. Fuji would be, sort of distracting the ref to some that degree. She was kind of just there, wasn't she? But I'm happy to throw it out because of Triple H not being a manager.
I'm gonna. Sorry, Jamie, I'm gonna throw it out because when you said about Triple H and Seth, was he not Seth's boss? He was his boss, wasn't he? When he was in,
I guess so. Okay. Let's scrap it off. Let's can it off. No, let's scrap it off. Let's let me throw out a 5 out there, and then we'll see where you agree and what we go from there. So, I would like to maybe see a Paul Bearer of any kind at number 1, a Paul Heyman at number 2. I'd like to see a Jimmy Hart at 3, and then just where you want to go. Do you want to put your Harvey
Bobby the
Whippleman
Brain
in there?
Heenan in there. I need some Heenan.
Okay, where do you want your Heenan in that case?
I think I prefer Dave's one, the pointing 91 classic blue border one.
Okay, well Heenan on yours, he's kind of got the same image on your Heenan orange. So let's go for the 91 in that case. So, so where are we going to put Heenan?
Where's Dave? Dave normally does this for us, doesn't he? He's normally right, we're doing this here, and this here, and this here.
Okay. I'm going to do an executive decision then. Let's put... I'm going to put Heenan at 2 from 91. I'm going to put in my Jimmy Hart at 4.
I love that
mind.
card. No,
the Jimmy Hart Gold. Number 5. Do you want Harvey Whippin at 5?
Yeah, I'm just looking through and just sort of checking. I feel like Dave's going to want Captain Lou in there. So take out Whippleman and put Captain Lou in there because he was just so revolutionary. He was such a big star in the early 80s with that Cyndi Lauper, song and video and everything.
Going Captain Lou at 5 then, and then that leaves us gaps 1 and 3. Where do you want to put Bearer? Where do you want to put Heyman?
I want to put Heyman 1 and Paul Bearer 3.
Okay, which
I'm going to say yours. I'm going to say the Lesnar Heyman rib.
The Lesnar
card.
rib.
I think that's a just because you kind of found that backstory out and mentioned it on the pod and stuff. I think that's a cool one to go at number 1.
Okay, and then Paul Bearer. Do you want to put laying out Scott Taylor? Do you want to put the Chronicles, or do you want to put My Bearer Raw Deal?
It's too hard.
Should I put My Raw
Deal
kind
of got the best it has all both, the people he's managed? It kind of has everyone on there. I'm happy with that.
Okay, Paul Bearer at 3. Right, so we're going to finish off then. So we've got Heyman Absolute Divas at number 1, Heenan Classic Tops 91 at 2, Paul Bearer Raw Deal at number 3, Jimmy Hart Gold Auto at number 4, and then finishing off with Lloydy's Captain Lou from 1985.
And he, out of the ones, Captain Lou's got a fair amount of cards or sticker cards in that set. Lloydy picked out the sensible good one, but there are some shockers. There's one of him like half naked eating food, and it's all food in his beard, was one of his things.
It's just a right
Santa
mess.
Claus. He's dressed as Santa Claus in one of them. So there's just some random images. But the one that Dave suggested is like the standard.
It's the one we want.
Cool.
Fine. Okay, that's locked in. I'm either going to drop it into our Squared Circle chat for us all three to see, so Lloydy knows exactly what we pick.
God.
So, wait for his feedback on that.
JB's just dropped that in. I'm going to give him minutes before he's like, well, why is this card not in there? Oh, you forgot Liz, or I don't know, something like that.
Well, we'll see, but he'll no doubt feedback next time round, I think, on that. So
cool.
Cool. Should we wrap up in that case?
Isn't it?
We're coming up to time pretty much. So
good show.
Yeah. Do you want to finish off, or how do you want to do it?
Well, so it's your week next time around, isn't it? Is it? It is. So,
So
top 5 me.
It's top 5. Let's do something as we're getting on the road to that now. Let's do top 5 SummerSlam cards.
That sounds good to me.
Not necessarily SummerSlam 92.
We kind of did
we've kind of done that
UK
before,
ones, didn't we?
Best SummerSlam cards. Let's do that. But that doesn't have to be individual cards. That can be sets. That can be anything that has SummerSlam related to it. Let's just keep it quite
sweet.
Broad. It might be one of these weeks that we don't Mega 5 it. We just chat through some SummerSlam cards.
That sounds good. What about a big topic, or is that kind of a TBD?
I think, hopefully we should have some Select land in a couple of weeks.
Select
we should
is
be able to
out
see a
in
bit more
about
of that.
week. So we should have seen that broken and whatnot. So I'd imagine that'll be out.
The checklist is out. Obviously, we can go through the checklist worst case. So I think Select will do that as a big topic next time round. I'm happy with that. Sounds good.
Cool. Take us home, Jamie.
Right. Okay. So let's do the usual bits and pieces. So Facebook. Again, come over to the Facebook group if you're a listener, old or new. We know most of you have joined by now, but if you want to hop in, please do. Plenty of chat. We tend to put our posts up in there that we've had come through the door. Fairly regular posts in there and stuff. Again, Lloydy does his Liberator at the drop of a hat. So make sure you take part in that. It's always good fun seeing people's posts and just generally chatting in there as well. Just have a bit of fun. Chris obviously said earlier on about things he's obviously doing in the group. So come over to Facebook if you're on there. Instagram, been a little bit slow because of holidays and just generally being a bit busy. But you can find us on Instagram. We're at Squared Circle Relics Pod. Trying to put a picture up every day of various cards and stuff. But we actually broke the 200 followers mark a couple of weeks ago. So thank you for everyone following us on there. But we're going to keep building that up. And that's pretty much it, really. Just a message for anyone who wants to find Lloydy on Instagram.
Don't you dare. Don't message him.
Don't do nothing. But I think he's D_Lloydy boy on Instagram. So
he goes on about it every
go find him
week,
on Instagram if you want to.
Still can't remember his handle.
He does look after Twitter for us. So you can find him on Twitter. He does interact with a lot of people over there. So at SCR Pod on Twitter. But again, just head on to any socials and come find us there. We're all quite a nice bunch to chat to and stuff. So come find us there. If you want to find me, I'm no longer on Twitter. I walked away from it last week. I kind of had enough of it. So I'm no longer on Twitter. So yeah, if you want to find me, come find me in the Facebook group. I'm happy to chat cards. And on Messenger, just drop me a message on Messenger. I'm always happy to chat cards or give any advice, or if I don't know, I'll pass you on to one of the other guys or something.
You do. I've had a few people say, Jamie's told me to. I don't mind.
Yeah, and I think there are I think we've all got different subjects that we all kind of, within the group, we kind of can put through to the right people. So, reach out on Facebook if you want to. But that's pretty much it for me.
Cool.
Chris, over to you, mate.
As Jamie said, do join the Facebook group. We're always kind of trying to talk in there about wrestling cards. And as I said earlier, if you want to be featured on the show, submit your Wrestling Card Wednesdays. I'm going to post it next week and the week after, and then we'll either decide between us or we'll all kind of mention one that we really liked. Just a way to kind of showcase your cards as well, and see some of the cool shit that you've been picking up. Sorry, Margaret. If you've been picking up any, cards worth a whole camel or a camel and a half, then we can share them with everyone.
Just real quick as well with the stock up stuff as well. If you take part in that, there's some stock up cards, and I'm going to do a version 2 of that as well. So you'll get the old and new version. Liberator cards, again, Lloydy's got those in hand. If you do Liberator of the Week, you'll get a card for that. And we have still got sets of our original cards available still as well. So all of that good stuff. Yeah,
you never
all
know.
over
We
the
might
place.
even Hall of Fame next year. You might get yourself a Hall of Fame card if you get the Viewers Wrestling Card Wednesday one.
You never know.
Find me on Instagram and YouTube at Cambridge Trading Cards. Been getting back into the Instagram. I think I said last episode I've been taking a little break, kind of what Jamie's doing with Twitter. A break can do you good. It can give you, a bit of time off from it. But then I've been back with a bang, posting some of my cool cards on there. And YouTube latest video is, spoke about it earlier, the 2 Chronicles blasters. So there is a decent hit in there. Something I was genuinely, and I hope that you can hear it in the video, I was genuinely shocked to get that. Just to get anything from one of those Chronicles blasters, because they are not the best.
Yeah, it is. It's a really cool vid.
Yeah,
go check it out. It's so
I think
cool.
Brian Lyon said that he'd opened 7 of them and no auto. So yeah, I was very lucky, and I dedicated to Gary in the ATP. So thanks, Gary.
It's interesting because we spoke about Chronicles blasters quite a bit here on the pod over the last few months, and saying that there's not been much stuff in them and stuff like that.
There you go,
just go to show you just don't
and
know.
that's kind of the outlook with blasters that I usually try and have is don't expect anything from these Panini blasters, and then if you get something, fucking bonus, but if you don't, then
job done.
You kind of knew it was coming anyway. I will have the debut edition going on there soon, a video for that, and potentially SmackDown Comic Images 1999 box opening. It's been sitting in my cupboard doing nothing, and I don't want to sell it for sealed wax, but at the same time I'm just like, well,
you're reaching.
I need to open something.
Yeah, mate, that's quite a nice.
Yeah, and there's some autos in there that I wouldn't mind picking up. So you never know. There's a lot of packs in it, 36 packs, and it's a heavy old fucking box. So yeah, proper feels box. Like really massive. So there you go. And you never know, we might see some AEW on the channel before the year's out. Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
Cool, right. That pretty much sums us up.
Mate. Well, it's good catching up with you anyway.
We will see you all very soon. Take it easy, guys. Bye.
See you later.
And now, message from Travis from Ohio.
And fuck John Cena.